We're live.
We're live.
We're live. Welcome in Simply Jan Homestead and Butler Family Farm.
Hi,
Susan
everybody.
from Chicken Ranch and Heather from Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. My shoe happened to have a little something it brought in with it. I just
Oh,
felt
chicken
like,
feathers?
what is that? Yeah, I brought a little something in the house with me by accident. Oops.
Mine would be chicken poop. Not
I have a
chicken.
little chicken Caesar salad tonight. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. So, what were you saying, Lynda? I kind of missed that.
Oh, I said mine would be chicken poop instead of chicken feathers.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I don't have to go in there every day because I kind of just drop the food in there. And where the water is, I can do the water through the fence. So I don't have to go in there every
Yeah.
single day.
Yeah.
So, but I do try to wear closed toe shoes because I don't like going out there in sandals and getting my toes dirty, wet, and then I'm sliding in my shoes. Welcome in, Jennifer Ocean Homestead. If you guys will share this out on your community tab to get a few more folks in here, that would be awesome. So I asked Lynda what she might want to talk about tonight, and she said she wanted to talk about holiday food and holiday traditions and kind of talk about what everybody's traditions are. Thought that would be kind of neat.
Yeah.
So if you make comments, I'll try to bring your comments up about what kind of things you like. I took the time to actually put some of my holiday type recipes in the description box of this video. So after this live, if you hear a recipe you want, check the description box. If it's not in there, send me an email and I'll email you the recipe or the video that goes with it. Because a lot of these have recipe. After you've been on YouTube for 4 years, all your recipes are on YouTube that you've done. I mentioned to her that I had not done my stuffed peppers recipe, but I think Jan and Tammy and Aline, 3 different people did stuffed peppers lately. So it's like stuffed pepper seems to be the thing.
Yeah. It does.
Diet.
It
Yeah.
does.
So, what kind of things did you put on your list, Lynda?
Well, I thought, why don't we talk about like 3 of your favorite traditions first, and then we'll do 3 of my
Tradition?
favorite traditions,
Like when we
and
talk
then
about activity, okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You
And
went there.
then and then we can see what everybody else has for some of their traditions and go over them and then do the recipes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
For your
as
favorite
far as
food.
like activities, one of the things we play is called spoons. Have you ever heard of that game, Spoons?
Yeah.
It's actually a card game. For you guys who don't know, it's a card game. And what you do is if you have 6 people, you put 5 spoons in the middle and you pass around cards. And when someone gets 4 of a kind, they grab for the first spoon, and then everybody else at the table sees them grab and they start grabbing. One person does not end up with a spoon, and that person is out. And you keep going until you're down to the 2. But really, when it gets down to the 2, it's not exactly fair because it's whoever gets the 4 of a kind first. You can't pull that spoon before them because you don't have a 4 of a kind yet.
Do you
So
play that at Christmas? Is that what you play at
we
Christmas?
play that at Christmas. Yeah, that's one of the games we play at Christmas. I have 2 more games too. You want to mention one of yours, or you want me to go through all mine first?
Well, all I can mention, go through yours first because mine takes explanation.
Uh,
More
and
explanation.
then we have this game where you could take like candy or jewelry or little trinkets, and you take the items. And what you do is say if this was a fancy pen and I wanted to put it in the game, it's a plastic wrap thing. So I'll take the plastic wrap and wrap it, and then I'll put some candy and I'll put some cool other little doodads, and you keep wrapping until the plastic ball is like this, and you twist and turn and you have breakups. And what you do is at the end, you pass around the ball, and there's like a timer. And when the timer goes off, you have to pass it or whatever. I forget how that part's determined. but you have to pass the ball to the next person. So you get whatever you got out of it or fell out of it while you had it, right? It could be dollars, if like you have kids playing. So we play that. My stepdaughter's not a huge fan of that because she's autistic and that's like really too aggressive for her. So because she wasn't a huge fan of that game, I saw something on YouTube. So we tried this last year and she liked this way better. So what we did is each family wrapped up little gifts, and they could be funny things or they could be candy or serious things, edible things, neat things, just different things that anybody might like. And then we took a hat and we drew out numbers, and everybody stayed in that order. Say if there was 10 of us, there was 1 through 10. And it was totally random because you picked out of a hat. And so if there wasn't an even amount of gifts, you don't worry about that because you were picked at the beginning. So you might get one more thing than everybody else or one less thing. But anyway, so then we did that, and it was like funny. Okay, so last year after Christmas, I wanted to purchase some funny things to have in it for this year. So I purchased some after Christmas specials. And what it was is it was slime. And it was 2 different kinds of slime. One of them was green, and it was called elf snot. So I purchased that. And one of them was brown, and it said reindeer poop.
Oh, how cute.
So, and then I purchased like some things after Christmas, like pot holder sets and stuff like that, I could put in there. And then I'm going to get some things like for kids, but I have about 5 or 6 items to put in there for next year. Hello, Troy Sutton and Ariel from Good Churn Victuals. Thank you for coming in. So those are the 3 games. So we have the spoons, the plastic wrap game, and the wrapped gifts game that you go in an order. And it could be money, funny, serious, edible, whatever you want. And we had a lot of fun with that. And probably by October or November, I'll ask my brother if he wants to do that game again this year. Hello, our Kentucky home. Welcome in. And then If he wants to do it, we'll start purchasing stuff for that. But
that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun. And we laughed. And I did some funny things. And then, different people put in different funny. Everybody's idea of funny is totally different. So It was really funny. And somebody got a completely empty wrapped box. So that was.
Yeah. The one that didn't think it was funny.
No, I think the person maybe that got the rock might have thought it was not so funny.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was. We had a good time with it. We had a really good time with it. So what kinds of fun things do you guys do on the holidays?
Well, we celebrate Hanukkah. We don't celebrate Christmas. Mm-hmm. And it's usually around Christmas time, but it's not always at Christmas time. Sometimes it's closer to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And we celebrate for 8 days. And on each night after sunset, sorry, I thought I heard something and no one's here in the house. Anyway, each night after sunset, then we do our Hanukkah thing, and then we usually play dreidel after Hanukkah is over. And it's a little I don't know if I have one around here. It's a little spinning top that you spin, and it has letters on it and they spin it, and we use these chocolate coins that you either lose your coins or you get your coins depending on what you spin. And so you have to have a box of chocolate coins, by the end of Hanukkah because they've eaten them all up. But yeah, so it's a lot of fun. Yeah. And then we usually play, we do a lot of puzzles and board games during the holidays.
Yeah, we love board games around here. We actually, in my house, I'll have to make a little short video of it so I can show you guys. But when girls were here, we played a lot of board games and card games, and we have a baker's rack type thing. And on the top is like cookbooks, but down underneath is like board games, apples to apples and Monopoly and Skippo and Uno Attack and there's a whole bunch of them. We have tons and tons of stuff like that. So we love board games and card games around here.
We have a little menorah that we light, that the kids light each night, during Hanukkah.
That's cute.
I mean, we're Christian. We just celebrate Hanukkah instead of Christmas.
Yeah. There's a lot of they have a lot of really good traditions. Hello, Echo, with Living My Best Life at 60. If you guys haven't checked out Echo, she has a really good channel, really sweet lady. And I actually met Echo through her husband first, and now she's all over everywhere. She's actually signed up. She's going to be a guest on one of my Tuesday nights. I don't remember exactly what day I scheduled her for, but when she comes up, she's on a health journey. I'm trying to be on a health journey. So we're actually going to talk about healthy snacks and meals and things like that. So be looking forward to that. That's what we're going to talk about when I have Echo on. So we're going to.
We eat a lot. We eat a lot too during the holidays. A lot.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Yeah, and I'd already told my sister, when it's the holiday, on Thanksgiving, on Christmas, she's going to be with us for Thanksgiving, but not Christmas this year. Hello, Starlight. Welcome in. So what we're going to do is we're going to celebrate some with her at Thanksgiving. And then on Christmas Eve, we're going to go to my brother's. Of course, when we were younger, we always went to my my parents' house. And now that my dad's passed away, now we go to my brother's house. And that's our new tradition since dad passed away. So and mom's got like a little bitty retirement community type place. So it's kind of a tight fit. We can do it, but it's a tight fit. It's kind of like a close quarters. Whereas my brother's got like this.
Yeah, we usually have everybody out here as well, because it's just, we have a bigger place that accommodates more. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. But we love it. We love playing. I love the games more than anything. I just love just laughing and joking and, different things, even birthdays, when we get together. One time I brought those Bean Boozled jelly beans, the kind that are sometimes they're good and sometimes
sometimes they're bad. Yeah.
You don't let people pick. You literally have to, here's the bowl, you close your eyes and you get one. We don't like pick because, we don't want you to get accustomed to what color everything is. Otherwise it's not. And there was just this one kid that was like my nephew's friend that came, and he got the bad one every time. That poor kid could not pick a jelly bean that was good to save his life. But we do crazy things like that. We try to, just laugh and Christmas Eve, we don't do a whole meal on Christmas Eve. We do like snacky foods like chip dip, and mom will make candy. I usually make dip. Hello, Rainy Ridge. Welcome in. Dip is my thing. I love to make like hot dips, or occasionally like a 7-layer dip or something like that. So that's my thing. And then my brother, you never know what he's going to do. Chex Mix, or you never know. You never know what he's going to do. It could be.
We have a big table set up with all kinds of food, a banquet for 8 nights. And it's got desserts and cookies and candies and pies and dinner and whatever, and we have that 8 nights. And then each night, everybody gets one gift. And we read the Bible, each night. And
yeah.
That sounds
Those sound like some good traditions. And then Christmas Day, we usually have either ham or turkey, and Mom will make either mashed potatoes or scallop potatoes. And I almost prefer her scallop potatoes. They are so good.
Yeah,
And
I
I
love
haven't quite got the knack of making them the way she does, but boy, are they good.
Yeah, I love scalloped potatoes.
That is one of the things I need to learn how to make. The other day on my channel, I did a hot spiced apple cider. I had never done that recipe before, but I wanted to try it.
I saw that.
Yeah, but usually what I make, that was good. But usually what we make our Thanksgiving or Christmas, our drink that we make, it's called hot spice tea. I did link that video in the description box, and it's got like pineapple juice and orange juice and tea, and you do the tea ball with the cloves. It's got cinnamon. I mean, it is so good. It's like a hot, warm. The whole house just smells heavenly. This time of year, I actually buy the cans of pineapple juice like this and put them up, because in my small town, it gets hard to find them. So there must be other families who have some kind of drink that involves pineapple juice as well. So I buy that pineapple juice to keep it here. Hello, the Gypsy Vanilla Gorilla. Welcome in.
So, we make a similar one out of grape juice, the red grape juice, and you heat it up and you put spices in it, cinnamon, and it also has a little bit of apple juice in it, and it's got cinnamon and cloves, and you heat that up on the stove, and it's yummy.
I bet that's good.
I'm not a big fond of grape juice.
You have to send me that recipe. I got to try that. That sounds very delicious. We need a video on that, Lynda. We need a video.
Okay.
Hello, Critter Creek. Welcome in. Yes, Critter Creek is very talented. He has made my logo for this channel and for my ministry channel, and he made our Ozark meetup.
And he made our logo.
I have his as my main logo now, but when I do lives, I keep this one up that Trey made me to still honor the one that she made me as well. So I have, and I plan on maybe getting that on a t-shirt later. I think she may have a version that doesn't have the background that I can, but anyway, I'll have a little variety. But I'm about to order my Critter Creek t-shirt to wear to the Pinecone Fest. The one that just has my logo on it. I did order the one from the bonfire that has all the channels on the back of it. It's got Rainy Ridge on it. It's got Simple Jan, Mountain Grandma. It's got all.
I want to order one of those.
Yeah. You'll probably be on the next one because he's done yours.
Yeah.
You're probably going to be on version 2.
I'd still like to have that.
Yeah, it is. It's neat. I'm going to wear it to Pinecone Fest.
Yeah.
Well, there's also a powdered version of that hot spice tea where you put tang in it instead of orange juice. So that's really good to have around too.
Yeah.
And my mom actually keeps that powdered hot spice tea all year round. But
it sounds yummy.
It is good. And then I like to keep hot chocolate around this time of year. And I got to where now I'll buy like 2 bags of marshmallows, and I'll dehydrate them and put them in mason jars because they'll last longer. And once you dehydrate them, they won't stick to each other, and they'll just last years. They'll last years that way. And when you put them in the hot chocolate, they kind of reconstitute into the marshmallows the way, instead of like hard candy, they turn back into their regular self and they touch the liquid. So I like to keep hot chocolate around. It's not really necessarily on my eating plan right now, but I do like to have it. But we'll see if I can figure out how to make maybe a healthy version.
Yeah.
Maybe like with cocoa powder or something.
Yeah, and that's, of course, we eat tons of lamb during the holidays because we have lamb.
Yeah. I actually got to try lamb because of you last year. That was really awesome.
Yeah. And we cook it several different ways. Lamb stew. If you haven't had lamb stew, oh my gosh, you guys have got to have lamb stew.
I wonder if you can buy that in a regular store. I don't even know if you can buy lamb.
Do you know that sheep used to be one of the Midwest biggest meat producing animals in the nation?
And somehow we lost that.
Somehow we lost that.
It's probably pretty healthy for you too, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's all about when you take them, to the processor, what you fed them, how you fed them. You have to. You have to be careful what you feed them if you want good.
Yeah, your chickens too. If you want your chickens to be healthy, you have to feed them healthy food. Hello, Indiana Backyard Gardener. Welcome in. I like to have, like I said, I like to have dips at the holidays. There's a couple of cold dips I like. One of them is the spinach dip, and it's so easy. It's just sour cream, powdered ranch dressing, and the spinach. That's it. And you just mix that around. Now I got to where now I make my own powdered ranch, but if not, you could just put that in there. It's so easy. And then I like to serve it with the Fritos, the kind that have the little scoop on the end.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, we eat spinach dip too, but I usually make the spinach artichoke dip. That's hot.
I want to try
the cream cheese and all the melted cheese over the top, and really.
Hello, Angie, our cabin in the woods. Welcome in.
That's what I usually make.
We make a chicken liver dip.
Oh,
never ever heard of that.
Never either.
I'm going to say what Heather always says. Make a video of that. She loves to say that. Also, 7-layer dip. Never underestimate a 7-layer dip. I just love 7-layer dip. But my 7-layer dip usually ends up being about 8 or 9 layers because I like to put extra stuff.
Yeah. I like.
Hi, Lori's World. And let's see. I wrote that down. Let's see. I wrote hot and cold dips. Also, I like hot dips. Like I have a really cool Mexican dip. And so every time I make chili in the fall and winter, I take about a cup of it and put it into a container and I freeze it. So if I decide I want to make Mexican dip, I already have homemade chili, which is usually venison chili, but sometimes it's regular, it's regular beef. And I put that in there and it's like and I do have that video linked in the description box. So it's chili, green onions, or you can even caramelize regular onions to put in there, which is what I do now because raw onions don't necessarily agree with me. It's cheese and cream cheese and green chilies. It is so good. And then you just eat that with regular like corn tortilla chips.
Do you know you can I use the French's dried the onions that have the coating on them, the French's dried onions. Yeah, I use those in my meatloaf and in a lot of my dishes because I like that their seasoned flavor that they have on the crunch.
Oh, like the kind you put on top of green bean casserole?
Yeah. So good in meatloaf. And or even in meatballs when you're making meatballs.
I'm gonna have to try that. Because they actually stock that year round. Yeah. If you look over by the green beans, it'll be up on the shelf up there somewhere. But yeah, I think I have put it on a casserole or something before. But how many of you guys like green bean casserole? Because it seems to be either love it or hate it. There's like no middle. It's like love it or hate it.
Yeah, I love green bean casserole. I like it with those big fat beans. The big fat green beans.
You do like to put those?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I like
Everybody's on that
Italian
too.
style green beans. Yeah.
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 Yep. So let us know. Yes on the green bean casserole or no on the green bean casserole. I'm just curious. I like to ask bacon. Yeah. Ooh, it would be good on bacon with bacon on it. Everything would be good with bacon on it. That's a bacon. I love it. So there's a few people that like green bean.
People that,
It's okay, but not my favorite. Yes, we like it. Yeah, it seems like most people are love it or hate it, but she seems like she's kind of in the middle there. It's
you like
okay.
pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie?
Neither one.
Really?
I'm more of a pecan pie, apple pie kind of girl. What's
I,
your favorite pie out there
what's your favorite pie?
what's your favorite pie? Mine is pecan and apple. Those are my favorites.
My favorite pie is chess pie. I don't know if you've had chess
I've
pie.
had it. I've had it.
Chess pie is my absolute favorite, and then pecan.
Yeah. Yeah, my sister, I asked her what she wanted me to bring at Thanksgiving, what dessert, and she told me apple pie. So I told her I'd bring apple pie and the whipped cream to go with it. And then she told me she also wanted the green bean casserole.
Yeah.
Tina with Rainy Ridge, she likes rhubarb
I
pie.
like rhubarb too, but
Oh yeah, chocolate ribbon pie. That sounds
I
delicious.
love chess pie. I just,
Yeah,
I could eat a whole pie.
yeah, pie is good. I think when I was a kid, I didn't. The hot one, whatever the hot one is. Yeah, that's a good. That's a perfect answer
Yeah,
there.
that sounds good. Marionberry and apple.
Apple and blackberry together. Yeah, actually, when people make cobbler, I got this recipe where you mix apples and cherries together to make a cobbler, and it's apple cherry cobbler, and I love it. Now, cherry by itself, I'm not a huge fan of, but when you mix it with the apple, it's just the perfect amount of tartness
Yeah.
in a cobbler, and I love that. I think I have made that on my channel
Coconut
before too.
cream. Yeah, coconut cream is good.
And cheesecake, yeah. I could skip the pie and have cheesecake, definitely.
Are you guys more pie people or
Very
or
apple
cake people?
pie. I would take pie over cake,
I would take pie over cake every
but
time.
I would take cheesecake over either of those usually. Just
I love cheesecake, but
peach pie.
I'm not supposed to eat a
I
lot of
like peach
berries.
pie. You don't ever see peach pie, but I love peach pie.
I love
You
peach
can
pie.
have cream. Yep, some cheesecake, apple crumble with pecans and caramel or pecan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting hungry just talking about pie.
I know. I know. It all sounds so good. Have you ever has anyone ever made water pie?
Is it like watercress pie or just water
No,
pie?
just water pie.
Mm-mm.
It must be an Appalachian thing over here because I've heard of it. I've never tasted it, but I've heard of it, and they talk about it on Facebook all the time. Water pie, and I'm like, what's water pie? I've never heard of it.
Hmm.
I looked up the recipe, and I'm sure it was something that came
Now
about.
that you're not doing gardening and you're not going to be doing as many projects that's outside, we want to see water pie. We want to see your cooking skills. We know you're going to do some soup. So anybody interested in joining a soup collab, uh, Heather and I are doing Cozy Fall Soup 24. We added the 24 because I have done this collab before, but I skipped a year. I think I did a couple of years, skipped a year, and I'm doing it again. So,
Yeah,
I've been on YouTube for 4 years.
I'll probably do a lamb video and do the sauce that I brought to the meetup.
Oh, the sauce. I remember the sauce. Yeah. Yeah, the sauce is good. The sauce was good stuff.
Yeah.
I also like at the holidays or even for a potluck or something, I like to bring a traditional fruit salad. Though last year I was introduced to a orange fluff salad, and that's really good too. Not good for you, and definitely not on my eating plan.
Yeah.
But those those are both good recipes. And I did include those in the description box if you want a traditional fruit salad or a orange fluff, which is delicious. Absolutely.
Yeah, we usually make fruit salad, lots of fruit salad.
Yeah.
Fruit.
We do that for Thanksgiving and Christmas. We do that. Key
And
lime pie is also really good. Yeah, I love it. Lemon
we
cheese.
usually make a great big cucumber salad. And I don't know how everyone makes their cucumber salads, but mine has like tons of cucumber, sliced onion, uh, black beans,
I never heard of one with black beans.
and sometimes dried currants.
I did see a recipe with currants in it
Yeah.
recently, which I wasn't exactly sure exactly what those are. Are they kind of like a fig or a little bit different?
They're more like, when they're dried currants, more like a raisin, or they're a little sweeter, tartar, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I usually put in a sweetened Italian dressing on it, and it'll also have some black olives, and it's so good. It's so good.
Oh, those chocolate oranges. I know what you're talking about, Heather. There's so many good things to have. Something easy you can do, and you can do this with kids, is get some of that baking chocolate that comes in the squares, and just get yourself a nice microwavable bowl and microwave it a little bit at a time, and cover some pretzels and pecans.
Yeah.
It's so easy. It's a great thing to do with kids.
And they like to do the strawberries.
The way I decorate it is I do white chocolate and dark chocolate. I sprinkle a little of the white chocolate on the dark chocolate and some dark chocolate on the white chocolate. So I basically decorate it with itself, but opposites, to give it some color. You could also, while it's wet, you could drop a little red and green sprinkles on it. That works too.
And they like to do that with the soda crackers too.
That sounds good. You know what I've been wanting to try? Those little crunchy chow mein noodles that are like Chinese, Oriental.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to try taking those and dipping those in chocolate like a dessert, because they're so crunchy.
Yeah,
that would be really good. Oh, one thing I didn't put on the list, and I've been meaning to make this recipe, and maybe this year I'll finally do it. I'm going to write it down so I remember. Uh-oh, I moved my thing around. Firecrackers. Have you ever heard of firecrackers?
I may know what they are, just not the name.
So you take regular plain saltine crackers, and you get butter, and you melt it, and you put like seasonings on it, like and everybody does it a little bit differently, but you basically mix, in your melted butter, you mix different, like onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, whatever kind of seasonings you like. And maybe if you like a little bit of hot, a little bit of crushed pepper, a little more if you like a little more hot, you put some of the things like that, and you cook it to where it's crunchy. You don't want it mushy, you want it crunchy, and it comes out, and it's like a flavored saltine cracker. But it sounds so basic, but those firecrackers are so good, and they call it firecrackers because you put that crushed
seasoning. Yeah.
And of course, decide how much you like, but with a little bit, the perfect amount. It's like not hot, but just got a little flavor, and it's delicious. I love it.
That sounds good. It really does sound good.
Make that recipe, and I haven't done it yet. Cream cheese frosting is the bomb.
Yeah. Who likes cranberries? Cranberry sauce? Anybody?
I like.
I have a recipe that you'd probably like.
Are you gonna do a video on it?
Huh?
You gonna do a video
about it? Okay. You cook it's so simple. You cook your cranberries, and you add a cup of crushed pineapple to them. Okay, and then you add allspice and cinnamon and and then what was the other thing that goes with it? Oh, and a little bit of jalapeno, and you just
What?
Tiny little bit of jalapeno, and you cook that up, and I'm telling you, that is so good.
Huh.
It
That
makes for
sounds
such
delicious.
a good cranberry sauce. Yeah.
It sounds good. I would try that.
Yeah.
That sounds really good. Um, I'm looking at my list to see what else I wrote down. One of my husband's favorite snacks around the holidays is a good old standard Ritz cracker, summer sausage, and cheese. Just, like
Yeah.
a whole charcuterie board full
Yeah.
of all the goodies, all the goodies. He loves that. As a matter of fact, he'll eat that any time of year.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you want a special snack? And I'll think it's like something simple, like grab a little thing of ice cream or pudding. But no, oh no, I want the summer sausage and cheese and that. I'm like, okay, okay. So
Yeah.
he takes the simple whole nother direction. But
Yeah. We usually
he
make up a
wanted
bunch
those
of.
charcuterie boards. Last year, I just took what cutting boards I had and we laid it out on Christmas Eve. We laid out a charcuterie board type situation, but we didn't have the big long one. We just did all of our different cutting boards together, on the
Yeah.
table and just had everything, the crackers, the olives, all the things like that.
That's one thing I'm going to make this fall is a cutting board.
Yeah.
I don't have one, and I just use a glass one all the time, and I've been wanting one for a long time, so I'm going to make one.
Yeah, my sister, when I mentioned charcuterie board today, she was traveling, and when she's traveling, she likes to talk to people on the phone because it makes her feel more calm and it goes by faster for her. So
Yeah.
she talked to me on the phone for 2 hours today. If you want to know why I was off the grid, I was on the phone with my talkie sister over here. And so I was making my list because I had just got that text from you about what you thought we should do.
Yeah.
And so I started talking to her about the things to put on the list. And she mentioned the charcuterie board, or it might have been someone in my group text thingy that we have going on. So I have this thing that I make at the holidays, and my family will not let me get away with not making it. I don't know why. It's the
I
simplest
agree, Lori.
it's the simplest thing in the whole wide world. So it's an old Pampered Chef recipe, right? So you just take your cream cheese, and all you do is you sit it on the counter for a little while so it gets a little soft, and you put powdered Italian dressing in there, which I learned how to make powdered Italian dressing myself instead of having to
Mhm.
buy the packet at the store. But if you wanted to buy the packet at the store, it's just the cream cheese and the powdered. That's all it is. And what you do is you buy yourself a nice loaf of that Rhodes rolls, or make your own loaf if you're talented that way, whichever way you want to go with it. And then you cut it into little pieces and you spread that stuff on the bread, and that they just love that. Now I used to make it in a fancy pan that made it shaped like a little flower, old Pampered Chef.
Mhm.
But after all the years, that pan got ruined, so I just stopped using the pan, and now I just make the bread and the spread, and we put it together. And my family will not let me get away. I'm like, oh, I'll just make this. Nope, I have to make that every year. I can make something else too, but I can't get away with not making that. I don't know why. It's so simple, but I'm like, okay, it's simple. I'll just keep doing it. Y'all like it, so my
Yeah.
family is all about the bread.
Yeah. We make a lot of homemade bread. I don't even know what they're called, but you roll out the bread dough, and then you put whatever meat of your choice. Of course, ours is lamb when I make it, and you put your seasoning and a can of or bottle of tomatoes, diced tomatoes in there, and you make your seasoning and diced tomatoes, and then you put a tablespoon of cream cheese on top of the meat, and then fold the dough over, pinch it shut, and we make a bunch of those for uh, just finger food. And that combination with that cream cheese is just
Yeah, cream cheese.
everybody eats them all. I mean, just they're constant.
Everything better. I agree with Ariella. Okay, I'm thinking Is the water pie like your empty box wrapped up that's supposed to be a gift? Is it
No.
just pie crust with water? Here's your water pie.
Let me look at this recipe.
Look, I made
I'll
you a
tell you.
pie.
I know it sounds hilarious, but they call it water pie.
Water pie, like water chess pie, I think I've heard of. I thought maybe you meant that.
See, here's a picture. I don't know if you can see. Water pie recipe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
there's something in there. Raisin pie, strawberry pie, peanut butter pie.
They actually said it was from the Great Depression. But
oh yeah, I love some of those old recipes. Like I wish my grandma was here to make an old-fashioned pound cake, because I have tried and tried and tried to make an old-fashioned pound cake, but I just can't get it to taste like my grandmother's. I don't know what she put in it. Hello,
and this
has pie, mincemeat pie. My mom still.
I don't like mincemeat.
It's not my favorite, but my mom still makes mincemeat pie. My mom still does that.
My mom makes
I think the lady who works for her, Charlotte, I think she likes the mincemeat pie because she made it last year. So now when she makes it, she'll have someone she can share it with, because I don't think any of us like it, but it is, she just loves it, and she makes it every year just for herself. So
I'll do a recipe. I'll do a video on this water pie so that everybody can see it has water in it. Of course, it's sugar.
Water.
All it is a pie crust, water, sugar, flour, butter, and vanilla. And it looks like water. It's clear like water. Can you see?
Huh. Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So I'll do a video on that. I don't know when, because I'm really busy right now, but I'll do it.
Yeah. Well, when it cools down outside, be sure to tag me on that video.
So I will.
Watch it. I want to see. I love new recipes. People are always posting pictures of their new cookbooks. I'm like, ooh, cookbook, I have, my husband bought me a new one recently, and I decided I was going to buy my daughter, the one that just got married, I was going to buy her one of those cookbooks, the kind that's blank, that has the cards that you can put your own. And I thought, as a newlywed, she can develop some of her family recipes with his family's recipes and make up her own cookbook. So I thought that was a cute newlywed type gift. So I had my husband order that on Amazon in a nice greenish color, and I thought that would be really cute for a honey, for a newlywed gift.
Yeah, so I add tomatoes sometimes too. Yeah, that's
currant pie. Make it a currant
pie. Yep. I like currant pie. What did Tina say that?
Oh, Tina's in here. Hello, Scott, rambling with the Broms. I'm sorry I missed your live last week. I tried to be in there, but hubby wanted to take me out to dinner, and I don't turn that down because it doesn't come very often. So I went to dinner. That's what happened. But I'm trying to make, so every Friday night, I was asked to start off the lineup for Friday, which is I'm taking Brenda's spot from Freedom Redbird. And I was asked by Jan. So then I go at 5 o'clock. Jan goes at 6 o'clock. Rambling with the Brums goes at 7 o'clock. And Making It Home goes at 8 o'clock. So that's the Friday night lineup. So if you want to join in with that. So right after, as we get a little bit closer, we'll put up the link to Simply Jan Homestead and Haystack Cookies.
Yeah, I like Haystack cookies.
I'm going to do the same thing I did to Lynda. Echo, I need a video.
Make a video.
Need that recipe. Make a video, girl. Make a video. Yeah. And if it's not a healthy recipe, Divinity. Oh, I love Divinity. My mom
made it all the time.
When she was younger, she did a great job making divinity, but as she's gotten older, it's harder for her. Now, I think if I could take my KitchenAid or buy her one, if she had a KitchenAid, I think she could make that divinity no problem. But it's hard for her now because you got to keep that going. And I need to
You know,
try to make divinity, but it's
I don't like divinity now because when we were kids,
fudge.
my
Yeah.
mom didn't have a KitchenAid. And so we had to mix it all the time
Mhm.
and stand there mixing and mixing and mixing and mixing and mixing. And I just ended up not liking it.
Yeah, I could see that because it's a lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and if you want to like do something different for the holidays, I have a ham and cheese quiche type thing that is really good, really easy to make, very basic ingredients. And I did list that recipe in the description box. I think when I made it for my channel, I actually made it for a New Year's Eve treat.
Yeah.
So that was
I
really
love quiche. I make it probably once a month because then I don't have to make anything the next 2 or 3 days because I eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
feed on. Yeah, and I did.
4 or 5
I
of them,
think
and that's it.
Luann with Blackberry Rock Homestead last year did a pie November, and I'm not like an expert with pie crust, so I bought a pie crust. I can make it. I have some recipes, but anyway, I bought a pie crust, and instead of making a traditional pie, I made a breakfast pie, which is like a quiche thing.
Yeah.
Quiche frittata type thing. And that was so good. I don't know why I haven't made that again because that was delicious.
Yeah, it's such a wonderful way to use up your eggs. You can make several of them at one time, make them all different. I like vegetable quiche, so I just throw a ton of vegetables in, whatever I feel like that day. Cover it up with the mixture, and then cook them, and then you can stick them in the freezer or whatever, and you've got meals for.
That's a great idea. I was actually thinking of doing that. So I have a brand new recipe that's coming out on Monday. It's a healthy recipe because I'm trying to start on a healthy journey. I will probably make some naughty recipes as well, but this is a healthy recipe and it's a low cholesterol recipe. It is a spinach black bean enchiladas. There's no meat in it at all. However, if you wanted to try it, you could always throw in some chicken or some beef or some turkey, But we were trying it out, the Meatless Monday. I asked my husband what kind of meat it was in it. He said nothing. I said, well, did you miss it? Was it good? Yeah. And then we fought over the leftovers. Buckeye cookies are good. So I figured that's a good one. So I'm going to add that to my regular recipes. That video will come out tomorrow. So if you want to check out the spinach black bean enchiladas, that recipe will come out tomorrow.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, they were.
I love Mexican food. I make homemade tortillas quite often. So the flour tortillas. Yeah. And I can make the homemade corn tortillas as well, but I just don't make them that often.
Yeah, I would love to learn how to make tortillas. I would really love to learn how to make a healthy tortilla, like a almond flour or something. But I have made like pie crust with almond flour. I have a recipe in my Plant Paradox cookbook. I think it is. Cranberry bread sounds good. This is also the time of year because I started a couple of years ago putting up shredded zucchini for zucchini bread. And I put it in 2-cup increments so I can make zucchini bread in the fall and winter.
Yeah.
So this is also a good time of year for zucchini bread, loaves, or muffins, any kind of muffins, baking like that, carrot cake muffins, all that.
I almost forgot one of my favorites that we make every year is cocoa apple cake. And if you haven't had it, it's not a healthy snack, okay? It's a naughty snack. A really naughty snack.
That sounds
because it's got shredded apples, cocoa. It's got you can put your choice of nuts. I like pecans, so I put pecans in it. And then it's got chocolate chips. and you bake them up in a loaf pan, and then they store for a long time. You can wrap them in foil paper and make a bunch of them all at once. My mom used to make them all the time, and we'd take them to everybody. We'd have them for 2 or 3 months afterwards in the freezer and take out one. They're so good.
Good. I don't ever make any kind of candy at Christmas because that's my mom's thing. So that's why I adopted the dips, because
Yeah.
my mom always made the candy. Now, honestly, I love my sister to pieces, but when she was younger, she would go to the Walmart or wherever, and she would go to the freezer section and she would pick out, I hope she's not in here to hear me say this, but she'd pick out the pizza rolls, the taquitos, frozen taquitos.
Yeah, the taquitos.
I'm trying to think of what else. There was like a third thing. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't pot stickers. It was something easy. But anyway, she would get that stuff and she would put it out on a platter, a cookie sheet in the oven and cook that. And that did go, honestly, well with what we were having. But that was her thing when she was younger. Now that she's older, she'll do things more like stuffed jalapeno peppers, stuff like that. She'll make stuff like that now. But yeah, when she was younger, that's what she did. She'd go to the freezer section and find stuff that you could heat up, like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so hopefully this has gotten everybody to think about recipes they haven't thought about for a long time and ideas they haven't thought about for a while.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, definitely. I did link some of my recipes in the description box. I think I also linked my butter cookie recipe. It's an old-fashioned cookie recipe. It's very basic ingredients. You could pull it out, make it tomorrow with what you have. As long as you have plenty of butter, you could totally do it, because they are not joking about the butter. But those are the most basic cookies, but they are delicious. Yeah, I love pineapple too.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, you can add pineapple to a lot of different things and just entirely change the whole feel of it.
Fermented veggies.
I love fermented veggies. I just don't have a good place to store them for a long time. My fridge is always full. My counter space is,
They're talking about cutting boards now, I think.
Yeah. I know, Angie, I'm starving too now.
I know. We're not having the crazy, holiday food right now. We're actually having a chicken Caesar salad.
That sounds really good. And healthy.
Caesar salad, and we're putting chicken on top of it. So that's what we're having tonight. I actually did the pre-prep on it, put the salad together, but not the dressing on it. Cut up the chicken into bite-sized pieces where it's in there, where all I have to do is throw it in a pan with some olive oil and some seasoning, cook that up, and then I'm going to put that on top of the Caesar salad. So that's what we're having for dinner tonight, but it'll have to be after Jan's Live, because I'm going to be on Jan's Live in T-minus 10 minutes.
Yeah. What about drinks? We did talk about some drinks.
Well, I say we do hot spice tea. That's our drink that we do. I did link that video in the description box. Now, if you need a really good laugh when you finish here, click on the hot spice tea video in my description box, because that video is my very first video I ever did. I left it up for authenticity of my channel. So if you want to laugh at me, the video's going vertical. I'm stumbling all over my words worse than normal. And so if you want a good laugh, go by and check that. Oh, did I blink out for a second?
No, I was like, eat Ariel. Yeah. What was that?
Haven't had breakfast. Yeah, I bet you're hungry now, right, Ariella? Let's see. So what kind of drinks do you have, Lynda?
What kind of what?
What kind of drinks do you have? You said the cranberry.
We, yeah, I was talking about the grape juice,
Jelly.
the heated
Oh
grape
yeah.
juice.
Oh, I totally want that recipe.
Yeah, the heated grape juice. Um, we usually will do some with sherbet in it, because the kids like that, or root beer floats, or something like that.
Yeah.
Something festive.
Pigs in a blanket. That'd be also a really good snack to have. We have had that before too. One of my daughters loves pigs in a blanket.
Yeah. Mini pies use biscuit rolled out in cupcake pan, pinch edges together. Yeah, that sounds good. I like the mini pies.
Hubby just got home. You could see his arm. He's coming home and he has a rule now. He brings home his little thermos from work. He has to open it because I cannot open this thing. I'm like, please do not put it in the sink. I can't open it. So he knows now when he takes it out that if he wants it washed, he has to open it or I won't wash it.
That's funny. Like my spaghetti sauce has a secret ingredient. Yeah.
Secret ingredients.
Mincemeat, dates, raisins, and molasses, I think.
I also like making deviled eggs. That's one of my things I like to make.
Yeah, we usually make
Everybody likes that. It's kind of something people either love it or hate it. Pumpkin bread. We need a video, Heather. We need a video. She's the one that's always saying, I need a video on that every time on everything. So that I'm just repeating what Heather does. That's what Heather
And you do know you can, I know you know, but you can, if you don't like pumpkin or you don't like sweet potato, but you do like carrots, make a carrot pie. You can make it taste. I mean, they're delicious.
I'm beginning to wonder if I need to try pumpkin pie again because they said to me that number one, butternut squash tastes like pumpkin. Is that true?
What?
Or like sweet potatoes?
I think butternut squash has its own flavor.
Yeah,
I don't know. What do you guys
that's
think?
what was making me wonder if I should maybe try it pumpkin pie again just to see if maybe my taste have changed because they say every 7 years your taste changed.
Yeah, that's true.
I love pumpkin seeds. I love to roast pumpkin seeds with seasoning. I got them one time. I got the pumpkin seeds perfect, and I haven't been able to master doing that again perfectly again. I don't know what I did the first time. I wish I knew.
The other thing is candied green beans.
What candy green bean? I've never heard of
green beans. You cook up your green beans. You want the whole green bean. You don't want but you cook up your green beans, preferably fresh or frozen green beans. Cook them up, and then you want to add a little bit of sweetener, caramelizer. Sometimes it's really good with like a strawberry syrup or something. Just a little bit. You don't want a lot, but just a little bit. And then add some onions and caramelize it, and they're so good. They're really good.
I've never heard of that before. White elephant gift exchange. Yeah, that could be fun. Yeah, we kind of did that in that some of the gifts were good and some of the gifts were funny. So that's what I got. The elf snot and the reindeer poop was supposed to be for a gag because I have a niece and nephew that are still fairly young and they'll think that's really funny. I think the adults might think it's funny too.
Yeah,
so that'll be
fun.
Yeah,
probably close to time. We should get you off here so you can.
Yeah,
5 minutes.
5 minutes to myself before I go join Jan. Yeah, I might need a quick potty break, possibly. You think?
Yeah,
definitely. All right, guys. Simply Jan Homestead is next. If you'll go by Simply Jan, and she is next in the lineup. Then Scott, and then Making a Home. So
Make sure you go watch, and make sure you please hit the thumbs up on Gail's and on
thumbs up on your way out if you didn't do it on your way in. And hit your thumbs up when you get to Jan's too.
Exactly. Thank you so much for coming in.
40 family members. Wow, that's a lot of people to feed.
Yeah. It is, huh?
Yeah, it is. I can't imagine.
Yeah. We used to
done the whole. I just bring dishes. I don't make the whole meal. Hello, Robin. Welcome in. All right, we're going to go ahead and end. Simply Jan Homestead is next. I will be on hers too. So if you didn't catch me here, you can go catch me over there. We're going to have a little chat tonight. So thank you, Lynda, for coming up, and thank you guys for coming in. Appreciate all of you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.